Good morning, afternoon, evening, and night, my friends. My name is Tyler, or Lucky Basil, coach of your Living Stones Rainbow Road, and welcome to Season 5 of the DBL Draft League. And I'm not alone this time. I got my good friends here. Good friend, Ethan, a.k.a. Necrotic. Say hello.
Hello, hello.
And also Jackson, a.k.a. Jackson.
So true.
Alrighty then. We're just gonna go through each of the list here and just have a little discussion about each team and why every single team is dog shit, except for our own. So
Except for mine.
No, your team is dog shit. Mine's good.
yeah. So speaking of which,
give us a rundown on your team.
yeah, I guess I'll.
Your first up.
I'll get started here. So my team consists of Blacephalon, Ogrepon, Cornerstone, Okidogi, Orbeetle, Drampa, Hisuian, Samurott, Kilowatcho, Florges, Steelix, and Abomasnow. Now, I actually really like my team. It's definitely a lot better than what I originally had. That's for sure. Mega Beedrill would have done absolutely nothing.
Hey. No. Mega Beedrill was one of the only guys I liked on that team. Let's be so for real.
But I really like this one too because it has a really good mix of I'm gonna kill you, and if you try to stop me, I'm gonna kill you again.
I'm gonna kill you and then kill you again.
Yes.
Dr. Eggman.
Yes, my top tier guys are all really offensive guys that kind of cover each other's weaknesses. Blacephalon, Ogrepon, and Samurott are gonna do a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of getting kills. I'm going to predict because my kind of main goal is to force webs and screens and spikes onto my team, and then they'll be have to force to defog them away so Kilowatcho's competitive can kind of pop off, all while having to deal with really good support from Orbeetle, some Florges, Steelix can set up some rocks, like I said, screens from Abomasnow. Drampa's just kind of there. He's just a friendly little guy. He might pop in every now and then, say hello, click Draco Meteor, and leave.
Hey, hit him with the old stare. I'm pretty sure he's a glare haver.
Yes, he's a glare haver, so that's just an extra little thing.
Fox Pikachu, cheater!
Yes, exactly. Yeah, other than Steelix, I'm pretty happy about this team.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think you got a lot of item variants as well. All these guys, half of them could just pull up with an assault vest if they really wanted to.
I was gonna say, and I mean, Steelix, short of being hit with Hydro Pump or Fire Blast, is not dropping to any single hit anyways. So
yeah,
he's just nice to have.
Completely opposite, of course. Abomasnow. That guy is dropping to every physical hit, no matter what.
No,
incorrect.
Not dropping every because he has a 1.5x physical defense boost.
Yes.
Because he sets the snow.
Yes.
And then also sets up Aurora Veil because he can just come in on a guy who doesn't instantly kill him and then click it.
Yes.
I think you have by far the best access to screens of any team. I hope to see that kind of in almost every match, or at least threatening it every match.
Yeah. Orbeetle is also another fantastic screener because it's just it's also quite fast.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, I love that guy.
For 90 speed for something with that kind of bulk is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
He's not going to really be putting any offensive threat out, but how are you stopping him exactly?
One of my goats from last season for sure. I'm kind of scared because I don't know how to use most of these guys. But
you'll learn quickly. I promise.
Yes.
These Pokemon play themselves, brother. You'll be okay.
Okay.
Just make sure to click Samurott spikes
just don't,
exactly once, and then you're good.
I mean,
never get 2 spikes.
All right, BKC. But yeah, no. Just remember, you have these guys to click buttons. Do not overthink shit. Click the buttons.
Understood. I think I could do that. I think what I learned from last setup webs and clicking buttons is kind of my specialty. So
Good to see you're actually playing into it.
yes, I don't think it's like too crazy. There's still definitely some holes if I don't have my support. Um, like Blacephalon, Ogerpon are kind of just like good Pokemon, but it doesn't like amplify what my team is trying to do. So if the opponent can like stop me from like using the support stuff, then I think that's like one of the bigger weaknesses of my team.
I also think your team kind of get other than of course Orbeetle. I think it has trouble versus ground types.
Yes, I do
Not
think
very
so
many ground types
too.
that can threaten, but all of your people that beat ground types are Orbeetle, who isn't really threatening them back, and then like or
Like,
all the ones that
I mean, like, Corner Pawn isn't like switching in on a ground type. Neither is Samurott, but also like no ground type is ever coming in on them.
Yeah.
This is true.
And
Yeah.
then Kilowattrel like doesn't obviously threaten super effective damage, but you don't really no ground types really wanting to take a Hurricane. And
Yeah,
not a lot of ground types are gonna have the like. Sometimes they'll have like Fire Fang or something, but it's gonna bounce off a bomb of snow in the hail.
No, absolutely. Oh yeah.
Yeah, if I can't get a switch in, at least I know like 100% I can like revenge them back. So
Not much is yeah. That's for certain.
so yeah, that's my team. I think it's pretty all right. Shall we move on to Jasper now?
Yeah. So
Let's
just
go.
on this one. I like this. Oh, this thing.
Jasper started off by I had made like I thought I was gonna do a really cool thing with the Iron Crown, and then I got owned.
Yeah, first pick immediately.
Yeah.
Jasper has like probably the best steel type, like just in general, in my opinion, in Iron Crown, and
Yep.
two incredible fairies. So they're in a really strong position in that aspect. And I think having Ogerpon, Volcanion, Arboliva, I think Volcanion as your only bulky water is kind of rough, and having to rely on like Runerigus and Iron Crown to switch into rock types is kind of tough. Considering that a lot of rock type Pokemon will have either a ground type or dark type move to follow up with. But I think the speed tiers are nice. You threaten Dragon Dance. Crown is an incredible Scarfer or Booster Energy Pokemon. Slitherwing, not so much a Booster Energy guy, but coming in with Choice Band at first impression, he hits almost as hard as low kicks. Like, just that 135 attack stat is so insane. Plus, if you do like a booster attack or band set, you're hitting crazy numbers.
Honestly, I think the best part about Jasper's team overall is that all of the guys that have been picked have like insane item variety.
Yes.
On top of being, king of choice items, basically, like Volcanion's Wing, Iron Crown,
Yeah.
right? You can also, as you said, just like randomly whip out a booster, randomly whip out a, I don't know, Life Orb Arboliva if you want to go with that.
Yeah.
But
One thing I think though is that their team is going to be kind of limited because if Runerigus doesn't come, then they're not getting hazards up. Like for the for the most part, you're not getting hazards up if Runerigus isn't there, and you don't really want to bring Runerigus to most of your games.
no.
If you've got the other Pokemon, you don't really want to be relying.
I could
on
see
him.
like maybe Toxic Spikes coming off Weezing in some matchups, but like
Yeah,
as you
definitely.
said, most people are pretty good drafts, so I don't think it'll come out often. But
Yeah.
and that's kind of sad as well because like if they did have a really strong hazard setter, this team would probably be like 30 times more scary because all of these Pokemon benefit insanely well from having that like
For
extra
sure.
little chip damage.
I think that having this team in the like up against weather is going to be like if you're a rain team and you see this team pull up in your builder,
I
it's
am
over.
killing myself.
Just game end immediately.
Yeah, Water Absorb is not saving you, brother.
Water Absorb, Altaria, fucking Arboliva, you're not breaking that.
Yeah.
And the Sand team is Sand teams are gonna really struggle with Iron Crown, I think, as well.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true. Excadrill does not. I mean, okay, there's not really anybody actually have. Okay, right, Riceboy is
Booster, yeah. I mean, well, not booster speed, but like I
defense.
guess you kind of have to rely on Focus Blast. But in that case, you can just go Scrafty and Intimidate, and then threaten High Jump Kick,
Yeah.
or Runerigus, who does not care.
Runerigus actually really wants to come in on Excadrill anyways because it's gonna get Iron Headed and then
Lose its
Excadrill
Sand
slow. Yeah.
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 The only mon on
And,
this team that I see that I'm like doesn't really need to be here is Arboliva. Because
Disagree.
I mean,
I think Arboliva. I think Arboliva
Ogrepawn
is
is not
really
a
nice.
grass type in the defensive sense,
No.
and that's
I
kind of
mean-
what you want your grass type to be.
Yeah, I
and
guess.
Arboliva is a fantastic draft Pokemon and a fantastic grass type as a bulky, and like incredible value too.
it can give Ogerpon Grassy Glide, which is kind of nice.
I'm noticing it here now. Like there is the option of double terrain, like multiple types of terrain, right? Like because
Yeah.
Galar has
You
Sleeves
have
and
Misty Surge and Seed Sower. I do think that I don't think Misty Surge will come out much, but there's
No, I think
always
it'll
the
be, like,
chance that you
mainly
get
Levitate.
you get like Misty Surge, so you get Misty Seed, Slitherwing, and then you click Bulk Up and Flame Charge, and just run through the team with a +1/+1/+1.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as well. What's it? They were actually considering taking Halucha, so I think that's definitely on their radar.
Yeah,
Probably see something
Exactly.
like that.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Seed Ogerpon as well. Come out at some point.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just really consistent. If that
or Seed Crown.
people, if
either
they're
is-
paying attention and they see Arboliva Ogrepon, I'd be on my guard.
Yeah, Grassy Seed, Booster, Iron Crown, immediately starting with 2 stat buffs and clicking Calm Mind, is going to be very difficult.
Grassy Seed Booster.
Or I guess not Grassy
double
Seed,
item?
and Booster, but like you would run Grassy Seed into, or you would run Agility on the Grassy Seed sets. And,
Yeah. Calm Mind on the booster.
And Calm Mind on the booster sets. Yeah.
I'm noticing a pretty big flying weakness.
Yeah.
Iron Crown has a lot on his shoulders
Yeah.
to resist.
There's not really an
Because-
electric type here.
I mean, you're not like, I don't know, because it's like, Runerigus isn't taking Hurricane, but Brave Bird isn't doing anything to Weezing, and Mega Altaria is taking a flying type move from basically anything.
Also,
I don't think
Volcanion also will. Most physical hits are going to bounce off Volcanion.
I think you're gonna end up. I think they're gonna end up relying on Galarian Weezing to defog basically every game, which could be a little bit exploitable, considering their lack of hazards to present back, and only having 2 knockers is kind of tough. When your only options for that are Scrafty and Ogerpon, which both are fine, like they're good, they're not bad. Scrafty, but Scrafty is not like, I don't know, he's not threatening that much, and Ogerpon is threatening a lot, but like isn't that bulky, so it's not coming in a bunch. So I don't know, we'll see. They have some good pivotters for sure though.
They did pretty well last season, I believe. So I'm pretty interested to see how they play this season with their team, because it's a lot different.
They beat Liam last season, or not? Sorry, season before last. They were or one of, if not the only person to beat Liam.
Yeah, true. All right,
let's
next one is Dimitri.
no.
I think this team is extremely goated. I think Mlop, Slowbro, Tangrowth, and Nidoking are just an absurd, like, you've got your physical breaker, your special breaker, and your regen core that walls everything.
Yep.
And then you've got Incineroar parting shotting around, you've got Rotom Fan Volt Switch, you've got reliable defoggers, you've got Toxic Stall with Salazzle, you've got one of the best spinners, just reliable dude, sturdy. And then he just likes Articuno, so
This team at first glance looks really weird and kind of like bad. But
Yeah,
I think
there is
that
no
it's just
steel
got a
type.
lot of tools.
No Steel and Fairy.
Triple poison?
But triple poison.
Like he's got like 30 ground weaknesses, but then
the thing is, it's like you have 400 ground weaknesses, and it doesn't matter because Tangrowth comes in.
Tangrowth takes every single ground move no matter what.
Between
Slowbro
Tangrowth
is not
and
carrying.
Slowbro, they just take every single ground type move.
Even Dawn Fan is going to take most hits.
It's going to bounce off,
Yeah.
ID 120. That guy's.
Yeah.
And you can't sleep on Rotom Fan as well.
No, absolutely not. I think freeze dry is going to be a difficult thing for this team to kind of come in on. But I don't think there's no cure in this, so it's not like
We got one freeze dryer, and it's not even drafted.
Yeah.
Alone Ninetales was picked up by nobody.
Does it bomb us?
Another thing that I've noticed.
Bombaston does get freeze dry, I believe. Yes.
No, I'm gonna kill myself.
Are you in the right
Mega
meta?
Glalie
Yeah,
is
I
also
am.
not drafted.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, thank God for that. Ugh. Another thing I noticed is there's a big gap in speed tiers between Salazzle and then Rotom Fan. It's the next fastest. So there's going to be a lot of base 110 to like 100 Pokemon that are just going to get to go Modest for free or like Adamant for free and get a bunch of free stats. So I don't think it'll be a bit more difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Though I do think that against a lot of teams, because of that weird like breaking or that weird like speed breaking area, he'll be able to go modest on Nido King a lot of games as well.
yes.
Oh, true. Yeah. Very spooky. Very spooky indeed.
And then you've of course got Alolan Muck, who is just the fucking goat. Like
That guy is the backbone.
unkillable, does not die to any special attacks.
Nope. And holy moly. And then Slowbro.
What are you gonna do? Hit him with a ground type move when Slowbro and Tag Growth is sitting in the back? No, you're gonna eat the knockoff, or the pursuit, or the shadow sneak, or the dunk shot.
Just so
or
much
the
utility
crunch, or the
everywhere.
Drain punch, or the
Holy.
toxic, or the
And I'm pretty sure it gets Power Punch too. So this thing could randomly whip out. Like, there's unironically a Trick
Power
Room mode on
Punch.
this team. Like, Slowbro can
Oh, yeah,
set
for
that.
sure.
And then Tangrowth and Donphan. Tangrowth, I don't remember if it has any setup moves, but like,
Tag Growth has
What do you-
growth, but that's it. But it also
Hey, it's
it has
one of-
chlorophyll growth, which is
Uh-huh.
very funny. You could definitely run like a mixed fast tank growth and
I'm
do
pretty
not
sure that
terribly with
he's in. Let me double check, but I'm pretty
I don't
sure
think
that he's
there's any
in the.
Sun guys. Are there? Oh,
There
well, I
is.
guess there's
Tom.
Tom, but
Tom, and he is in
only
the same
drafting
division.
Mega Charizard because he's mad that his Pokemon got taken.
Yeah, real. He does play Dimitri week 2, so we could see some heat there, both on both sides.
I'm also noticing these are some goated knockoff users. Like,
Yes.
Yes, I think Dimitri just lapped
You
there
will,
like
you will
solo.
lose all of your items
Yes.
to booking Donphan, Alolan Muck, Incineroar, and Tangrowth.
Assault
And I mean,
Vest
okay,
begun.
as well, the amount of
4
hazard
Thunder
control.
Wavers.
Oh god. Don't even get me started. Okay, counting Megalopony as a Thunder Wave user is ambitious.
I mean, you could. There's nothing stopping you from doing it if you're not worried about a bulky
That's-
ground type coming in or
That's
something.
crazy.
Like, 'cause there's a lot of Pokemon that try to like one-time switch in on Mlop,
Yeah, that just.
or like abuse it with Rocky Helmet or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Cause I'm also noticing that because like there's nothing that stops dragons from just clicking.
Yeah, no
Um,
Fury and no Steel, which is ambitious.
Yes.
Dimitri's
that-
favorite
that's-
generation is Generation 1.
That's
So,
that's like one of the only things I'm noticing. There are two like pretty important types, I'd say, for a draft.
Yeah, but also
Um,
I don't think we have any particularly strong dragons. Do not look at my draft. Do not. Look at
yeah, no strong dragons, you say. I think we have 2 strong dragons in the entire draft.
There's
Hey, don't sleep on
Garchomp
draft.
and
There's
Garchomp
Actually,
Mega.
yeah, 3 strong dragons.
Yeah.
Garchomp,
Garchomp,
Garchomp, and Charizard.
And maybe
Garchomp,
Salamence. if you want.
Charizard, and he's in the same division as both Salamence and Megazard. so we'll
Megazard.
see.
But yeah,
Yeah.
overall, pretty solid. For
Those
how
are
weird.
literally the only dragons that.
I mean, you could
that are
count it.
strong
It depends on if
in
you count Hisu and
that
Gudra,
division.
which I don't really.
Mm,
Well, Latios. Okay, sorry.
Oh,
He also
Latios,
can
yeah,
switch into Latios Draco.
yeah.
Well, unless he's like AV Slowbro or something.
Yeah, Ivy Slowbro takes that, I think.
Yeah.
all right, shall we move on? Let's go over to.
You definitely don't want to bring. You definitely don't want to bring choice Latios into Muck Alola. You're gonna
Yeah, I
get
would.
traffic.
Yep, easy. Yeah, hey, that doesn't stop it from running Choice Latios existing in like every in all the Gen 5 games.
Hey,
Like
Alolan
its
Muck
main
is
set.
not in Gen 5, bro.
You know who is though?
Yeah, Tyranitar.
Yeah, the
And he
goat.
pursuit traps that guy every single time he clicks straight over
Yep, you know it. The strategy of switching in, switching out.
All right, let's go to Noah 204.
This is
Speaking of dragons.
This guy's gonna be
This
dragging
is
his nuts
so
across everybody's face.
So true.
This is like, yeah. I had to convince Noah to grab Registeel because they were like seriously considering different steals and stuff like that, and I was like, this. I don't remember who they were picking, but I was like, this is ass. But I think Tapu Fini, Heatran, Zarude is a really gross like combo.
Yes.
Mhm.
I think,
Super
having
agree.
access to, yeah, you just have a ton of access to basically everything. You have supreme speed with Noivern, and Zarude isn't far behind. Great Scarfer, Thundurus, great Scarfer. Even Fini and Heatran are great Scarfers.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
You've got Trick Room mode with Cursula and Druddigon, genuinely, and you can always do like Iron Press to just troll someone once all their special attackers are dead with Registeel.
Speaking of special attackers, yeah, you you have massive breakers on both sides as well. Mega Garchomp with 1 million attack, Mega Thunder, or Mega Thunder, Thunder's Theory with 1 million special attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do like how Noah is like covering his like he wants the Heatran to come every single time because he has so much support for his steel types, and like I love how his like Fairy Dragon Steel core multiples like multiple cores,
Yeah.
he definitely covers his ass
I could
a
definitely
lot.
see. Yeah, I could definitely see this team struggling into like Enamorous Therian. Or not Enamorous Therian, just Enamorous. Because you have the like Heatran, if it's Air Balloon, even it can't switch into Moonblast. Then it'll die to the Earth Power afterwards. Tapu Fini doesn't really want to come in on that. Dredagon will die. Mega Garchomp will die. Scarf Thundy is like your best bet against it. Or like hurricaning it with Noivern. And that's not something you really want to rely on. So any kind of like fairy ground or ice ground coverage is really gonna do a number against this team.
Yeah.
But you definitely have pivots. You have ways to play around it. It's not gonna be like the end of the world. But I could definitely see that. He was very, very carried by the fact that there is no fairy ground type. There literally
They're
is just
extremely carried by the lack of Mega Deontay.
yeah, Deontay.
Mega Deontay was here.
Deontay kind of would get owned by Fini.
Oh, absolutely.
But besides that,
There's like a verse thing.
I mean, it's also gonna get owned by Thunderous, fucking dropping a Thunderbolt on it, and killing it in one hit. But yeah, no, definitely a very solid team. I'm looking forward to seeing how this one does, and I think having 5 rockers.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh,
rocks are staying up.
It means,
Those
it
things
means that
are
you
going
never
up.
have to run rocks on Megachomp if you just want to run spikes. Like you can just run rocks on a different guy,
Yeah.
and it's fine because you're gonna have at least one other guy with rocks, and so you're not putting all that burden. Because I feel like a lot of the time when Garchomp gets drafted, it ends up becoming a hazard bot in a lot of games, which it feels bad to pay 10 points for, in my opinion.
No, you're so right.
But when he's like kind of freed up like this, I think that's excellent. No grounded poison is tough.
I
Obviously
mean,
have
you say
Misty
that, but then
Surge.
Tapu Fini, yeah.
Yes, but also I tested the interaction earlier. Tapu Fini gets poison if it comes in on toxic spikes, and then the thing goes up, and then your other guys can't be toxic for a certain amount of turns.
Yeah.
But then the Fini is toxic.
Yeah, if
it's
Fini,
boots, then it's
Fini is
whatever.
toxic, then you're kind of crying.
Yeah, so I think it's fun, but definitely an interesting team. I'm quite curious to see how this one does.
Yes.
Noah's a pretty strong player, so I think that, you know.
Yeah, when he doesn't just forget.
We're
when he doesn't
not gonna.
forget to kill the
Noah
Pokemon
was
Pokemon.
definitely not in the last season. That's all.
All right, now we're moving on to
taken over by. That was Noah 203.
Yeah, no,
So
dude.
real.
Yes, okay. All right, now we're just gonna move over to Ethan. That was your team.
Interesting.
We gotta go Public Enemy number 1 here.
All right, like
So, personally,
disgusting.
potential hot take here. I think this team is dog shit. People are gonna lose to it, but I don't think this is good
I
at all.
agree.
I think that you have like, obviously you have Teleport Blissey, Chili. So much weight is on Meow to do anything in any game.
Yeah.
I think it's terrible. I don't think it's like it's not unplayable, obviously, and you know you're weak to fighting types, but then you have Slowking G who doesn't care, and Corv who is not taking
Really, it's not weak to fighting types.
But I think that, like, overall, the Meow is going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting. I don't think Inteleon's going to be coming many weeks because you don't really want to double up on the Quag Inteleon, like, water typing anyways.
Like,
and
you
I
really
think
want that
is
Quag
just
on
a
there.
mon that he's going to be bringing almost every week. I would be very surprised to see if... Because the thing is, I don't think the Magneton's going to come out too much because it's not, like... It's clearing steel types, which is nice for Meow with Magnet Pull, but... Like, let's see, which
steel
it's
type is it
trapping
even coming out?
Ferrothorn.
It's trapping Pharaoh,
It's
which I
trapping
don't even think is in the
Ferrothorn?
same division.
It is.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah. It's trapping
Wait, no,
Ferrothorn.
it isn't.
Maybe
Spencer is
isn't-
not in the same division.
This
as...
isn't Spencer.
Spencer has Ferrothorn.
Oh, Spencer's
That's what
Ferrothorn?
I'm
Why did I
saying.
think somebody else had Ferrothorn?
No. It's trapping. Okay, it's trapping Husui and Gudra, who it can't kill. It's trapping Duraludon,
Scizor?
who it can't kill. It's trapping.
Trapping
He
Scizor.
doesn't
who's
have one.
not in. Mm-hmm.
It's trapping Excadrill, who it can't kill, and Tinkaton, who it can't kill. But also Tinkaton can't do anything to it, so that might be its best
Yeah, it's
drive
like
target. But I think more likely we're just going to see like Boot Sturdy get one attack off kind of thing. Do
Yeah,
like
maybe
Boot
even a
Sturdy
metal burst, silly. Yeah.
exactly is what I would expect.
120,
Or like a
120
Scarf.
special attack is not bad, and yeah, this thing can
No,
go Scarf.
it's a fully evolved Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Not
just gets
amazing.
to hold Eviolite as well, which is nice.
Yeah, making it pretty bulky.
Because they could bring the same 6 Pokemon, like every single week, and it still
And
do
just
fine.
tech on.
He could bring
100%.
legit.
He could bring
Meow.
Meow, Orf, Quag, Slowking, Blissey, Moltres.
Yeah,
every
exactly.
every time.
Exactly. Yeah.
and that'll be totally fine. But I think that his team is definitely going to be strongest if he steps out of his box and does something like Specs Moltres, or
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like
Banded Corviknight, or like something to like mix up on the. But I mean, the thing is he doesn't have to do that unless his current strategy stops working. So
Yeah.
there's no reason for him to switch anything up. Another thing is that I don't think he has he has really fake knock absorbers. I think this team is really weak to knock off. Moltres cannot do all the heavy lifting in that aspect. It's coming in on the knockoff once, and then it's dying to rocks afterwards. Because Corviknight can come in on the knockoff once. It's a good knock absorber, but it's not going to enjoy taking 12%, coming in, having to defog, getting forced out because something comes in that beats it, having to come in, take 12%, clicking defog. The cycle.
Yeah. The problem, Nate's teams has always been I think very defensive teams have always been kind of awful in draft just because their momentum sinks and your opponent will take advantage of it if they have prepped great.
Yeah. But I think he's done a good job of formatting his team around. You have your fast pivot with Meow, and then you have the quadruple, or the triple slow and potential double fast pivots of Moltres and Teleon.
Yeah.
So it's not like he'll ever actually be in that bad of a position, but then he's threatening either, clicking Toxic on you on the turn, or T-Spikes or something like that with Glowking on the turn, or chilling out. So he's making you make that decision. I think if people run sub against his team, he's going to start running into some issues, but we'll see how that goes.
Please, everybody, please.
Thank God I have Blacephalon. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
There's a number of Pokemon that I think
quite well into this team. HP Grass, I think, will carry your ass.
40% of the people have. You can name a Pokemon that seem mostly struggle with.
Yeah, but then the thing is that it's usually on that Pokemon to do 90% of the work. So you got to make sure that guy doesn't get hit with resist berry into etc. Or
exactly.
So yeah, weakness policy, max Spadef, Corviknight, power tripping to kill your Blacephalon.
Sure.
If that happens, I will give Nate $5.
Anyways. Yeah, if you want to know more about Nate's team, just watch my last season's draft analysis, and it's basically going to be the same thing.
Watch specifically the video Tyler that plays against him. That's probably the greatest match in our draft.
Extremely funny.
Personally, I think the greatest match in our draft league so far was the Hippowdon taking 70 turns to die, and taking out 4 Pokemon on the way when it could have just died if he just clicked one button and then switching.
What is it? And then also that one, and then also Cass versus Austin. As you can see, the agency is up 5-1.
Yeah, real. Also, my fucking Slowking taking 1 Ice Beam, instantly getting frozen, being frozen for 4 turns, and then still coming out.
Still going out and clutch up the game. Yeah, we're just lucky that you don't have Glowking, because
that guy was a super cheater in the first season. Holy moly! But it's okay. I have Gliscor. Yes.
I don't know. Hey, we'll get there when we get there. It's only 3 spots away.
Yes, but first off, Ethan, tell me what you were cooking.
Oh my God, my team! Look at the team. Isn't it beautiful? Look at the wall breakers. You have Cinderace. You have Keldeo. Holy shizay! You have Dragalge.
You have 4 real Pokemon and a bunch of Pokemon cosplaying as real Pokemon, but it's okay.
You are lying. You're lying to me. Tell me, 4 real. Hold on. I actually want to know, who do you think the real Pokemon on this team are?
Rabbit, horse, dragon, and man with anal bead.
I see. I think that you're actually kind of right, but
yeah,
you're discounting.
Some guy is gonna not realize that Mega Houndoom has 115 base speed, you're gonna
Yeah.
click Nasty Plot and the team's gonna die.
Look at speaking of which, yeah, guys, look at the speed tiers. I have 3 Pokemon below base 100, and one of them sets webs, effectively giving it like 140 speed. Dragalge and Bronzong are both not always moving second, anyways. And then like even my slowest guy, Comfey, has triage, so like
Your slowest guy at base 100, by the
yeah, slowest guy.
way. Massive quotation marks.
Anyway, yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really.
I don't know. I
this is
think
like
the
the
team is
first-
solid.
Yeah, I think it's the first team, or it's the first team that I've made that I like haven't wanted to do any free agency stuff. So like, I'm excited to try it out.
Mhm.
So,
I think it'll be good. I think when you I think you should go for a trick room mode so that all of your other
so all my what?
I do think that so that all of your other Pokemon can get outsped in trick room.
Yeah, I think it'd be really funny.
I also think that you have a pretty good assortment. Like you don't have that many hazard setters, but you really only need Dragalge to click Toxic Spikes.
Yeah.
It kind of runs into 4 move syndrome anyways, and usually it's only running stabs plus
Yeah.
flip turn plus
Mhm.
one thing. Garchomp
Exactly.
once again can kind of be free to click spikes because once again Bronzong is kind of only clicking 2 to 3 moves, usually Toxic plus
Yeah,
one
maybe like a
coverage
utility of some
Toxic
kind.
plus a stab plus a utility and then
Yeah,
Stealth
exactly.
Rock. I think you're gonna have pretty consistent hazard setters that are really kind of hard to actually do anything about.
I also have 2.
Plus, you have I was gonna say plus you have a really good defog blocker in Defiant Thunderous. And you have you don't have a spin blocker, but I mean, if you're switching in like Chomp on spin, they're taking 48% of their health.
Yeah, every single Pokemon
And
I
then you have Ace to just flip that shit.
Yeah, my super mind control to stop people from throwing down hazards is definitely something that I will be benefiting from, especially since a lot of my team is weak to rock.
A lot
But-
of your team, aka
Like 3
three
guys.
and one of them is literally only
One of them
one
is the guy.
Let's be so for real.
yeah.
It's just Mega Houndoom.
Yeah, Mega Houndoom is like the one outlier of this team where I'm like, what is that guy doing there?
Hey, I needed a dark
Being
type. I needed a
115
dark side
base
special
speed and
attacker.
clicking, she used Dad after Nasty Blood.
Yeah, real. It also gives me like this random fire type mode that I can just whip out, like Thunderous and I don't remember. Thunderous gets rain dance.
I think he
remember
gets
if
Sunny
it gets-
Day, doesn't he?
I
think
don't
he gets-
remember.
I think all of them get all the weathers. I'm pretty sure. I know
yeah.
Tornadus gets all the weathers.
Yes,
Tornadus
Tornadus
has.
You're absolutely correct. Let me just double check that though.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look at that! Every single Pokemon on your team gets Sunny Day.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Randomly whipping that out, and then like also randomly whipping out Rain Dance on like Bronzong or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like cool.
Rain Dance for the Keldeo.
Deal with
and
this one
Dragalge
now.
And Thunderous and etc. etc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, it's a typical Ethan team. Pivots. Everything is fast. Everything is funny. It hits hard. A lot of degeneracy.
Yeah, it looks. I think the team is a lot stronger than it looks because at like just looking at it, I'm like, it doesn't seem all that strong, but
I think
like
yeah.
looking at it
I think
more
part
in
of that-
depth, it does look better for sure.
Yeah, I think part of that is the fact that it goes Cinderace, Keldeo, Bronzong, Dragalge, Olivani, Mega Houndoom, Comfey. They
Yeah.
kind of get lost in the crowd. If you had Cinderace, Keldeo, Garchomp, Thunderous, Mega Houndoom up top, I think it would look a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit, maybe. Yeah.
One thing I will say is that you kind of have a fake ice weakness as well.
No,
where, like,
absolutely.
it looks great. I can click ice into Garchomp, Thunderous. Okay, what are you doing about Mega Houndoom coming in, Bronzong coming in, Keldeo coming in, Cinderace coming in on that?
There's
Are
a
you
lot of
speeding them afterwards to kill them with your other move? No.
You better hope I view freeze. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I will say Bronzong is gonna have to come every week. I think it's such a good glue for your team.
I think, yeah.
Like defensively and just support wise. I think
I did the same thing last week.
Which
as
is
well,
not
or
it's not a
last
bad
season as
thing.
well. No,
that you have to
but
bring Bronzong every week. But it just
it could be better. That's for sure. Like lack of steals was definitely felt in this draft, but
100%. Yeah.
I'm not too mad about. I brought Iron Crown I think every single week last season. So
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Plus, you
It's not
have
great.
a bunch of good knock absorbers for your Bronzong as well. Like Comfey's a great
true.
knock absorber, Mega Houndoom's a great knock absorber, Chomp's a great knock absorber, Keldio's a great knock absorber.
Just
Oh, yeah.
justified boost. We're gonna get the physical Keldeo. Justified
yeah.
boost.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. I wish that there
Liquidation, Secret Sword, or Sacred Sword, not Secret Sword.
real. It makes me
Aquajet
so mad
against
that
Aquajet.
Keldeo. He does. He does. I mean, he deserves it. Keldeo is just also very silly. It beats so much cheese that.
Yes, for sure.
All right.
The anti-skull horse.
Die 1,000 deaths by my sword.
Very scary team. All right. Next
Who's
up
up?
is Riceboy.
Riceboy. We got the sand.
The sand team.
This guy is cosplaying Gen 5. Really like this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you've got some really solid utility guys who are always going to be there. Starmie, Torn, and Latias are like fantastic. Starmie, Torn, Tinkaton, and Latias, and then T-Tar, Latias can kind of flex between whether they're supporting, trapping for each other, whatever. It's an incredible pair. Like Gen 4, Gen 5. There's a reason that those Pokemon are fucking incredibly good. This is a very Gen. This is actually Gen 5. This is straight up a Gen 5.
This is just the most Gen
team.
5 I've ever seen. Yeah.
And then, well, I mean, Torn is Ubers, but besides that, this is for sure a Gen 5 team plus Tink. I will say that no spikes, no toxic spikes, no grounded poison is going to be rough if someone can manage to make the game go on a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Like I think if this team had to play into Nate and then couldn't quite find the right answers,
it could be tough.
In a really tough position pretty quickly.
I kind of also disagree with that because we have Excadrill who doesn't care about spikes or toxic spikes whatsoever, or hazards for that matter, and then you have the two other defoggers are both aerial. They're airborne, so they don't care about hazards either. So
no, I'm just thinking it's going to be hard to kind of pressure with this team, only having the option of just putting up Stealth Rocks.
That is true. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
If you're fighting like a bulky fighting type or something like that, obviously you have Torn, but your other Pokemon can't. You have Torn, Stormy, which are good, but and I guess Latias as well to deal with fighting types. So it's not that bad, but like I don't know, you're not wanting to switch into like a Conk knockoff or something.
Yeah.
On this team, if you're guys
absolutely not. Specifically, fighting types with knockoff have posed a big threat. Although I do think that Cradily is doing a little bit of propaganda when it comes to making the weaknesses seem worse than they are.
No, I mean, I'm not even looking at the type chart. I'm just looking at the
Pokemon.
I just think I think Cradily is helpful into. It's going to be Cradily, Starmie, and Latias are going to be really helpful into Rain.
I agree.
Yeah.
This team looks like it gets dogged and then has some little tricks up its sleeve. And oh my gosh, Tornadus Therian in the Rain is probably the third biggest war criminal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right behind Crawdont.
Crawdon and Arcaludon.
Yeah.
We should bring that guy back.
Yeah. I will say the only two like U-turners, Torn and Starmie, and they're both the fastest guys.
Yeah.
So
I think a bunch of these guys get baton pass if you want to pop that on the dock.
Also, don't really need to U-turn if I'm being honest. Like,
Sand has never been about maintaining momentum through U-turning.
Just
it's U-turn or baton pass, and then
I will say, if Riceboy didn't get sniped on Latios, this team would be like, I think there would be a little bit of improvement if Latios was here.
But I think Latias is better in draft.
I think so too.
Personally,
she does have insane, like crazy utility of just random million other support moves you just have. Yeah. Sorry, draining kiss. Sorry. Nice check.
Yeah. Just a very solid sand team. Just nothing.
Absolutely.
Nothing more, nothing less.
I haven't seen. Nobody has run T-Tar or Sand really in like our entire draft, so I'm really excited to see if this one can pull it off.
Keith, remember?
Oh yeah, Keith. Okay, well Keith
had
also
mono
didn't
Sand.
run
He
Excadrill.
popped the fuck off with that team.
I suppose so. He's also a mole hater though, so I cannot endorse him whatsoever. Excadrill is my baby.
That's pretty good. All right.
Whip out that Sean.
Next up is Sean.
This
Uh,
team has no bad Pokemon. The only thing is like Girder plus Hitmontop, kind of dog, but like they're very different in what they do.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it even. And like, I don't know, man. I don't want to have to fight Mega Swampert on grassy terrain. Do you? I don't want to have to fight Magnezone, Arcanine, Metagross on grassy terrain. I don't want to fight
team is
Gengar
daring you
with
to
boots
guess
that
which kind of
recovers,
silly giving
6% health every time it comes in on something.
No.
This team is terrifying.
Swampert,
personally.
Metagross, Rillaboom, Arcanine. Oh my goodness. Even Tornadus can just has random physical sets that you can run.
Yeah, I mean it is straight up
Like-
just a physical attacker. It's a great T-Fog blocker as well. So
I would not be surprised if like we see multiple weeks of Grassy Seed Tornadus just killing everything.
Grassy Seed Acro bulk up or whatever.
Yeah.
I will say the only thing is, I think personally Gengar is a giga fraud.
I actually would
I
agree.
think you're wrong,
But,
but that's
like-
okay. We've not had anybody who's actually used him well yet.
I don't know.
Again,
I just think he's like super power crept. But
I mean,
Okay, but,
okay,
like,
the ghost weakness is there, you know, unnoticed, but
You're still
I think,
throwing off 130 special attack Shadow Balls.
yeah, this thing could.
What's coming in on that?
Shadow
He
Ball
has
is
Dazzling Gleam
like
as well.
Shadow Ball is an amazing move.
Shadow Ball is literally one of the best special attacks in the game.
Yeah.
It's
There is
base 80.
I
It's,
literally I'm changing my mind. I think Gengar is good in this one.
fine.
I think Gengar is especially
one
good
of
because
the most broken Pokemon of all time, and he's using 100 base special attack to throw off Shadow Ball. This guy has 130,
yeah,
and
this
he's
thing with
still
specs is
fast
going
as
to
fuck.
kill things. Like, there's so many win cons that you can go with this. Like, even, oh man,
It seems kind of slow as well.
slow. Team's kind of slow.
I mean, they all kind of sit around 70, which is like
Yeah.
It's
fine
kind of
because
slow.
like he has extreme speed. He has Tornadus with Prankster. He has Swift Swim on Swampert. He has multiple great Scarfers. He has Mach Punch on two guys, Bullet Punch on another guy, Grassy Glide on another guy, and Extreme Speed on another guy. And it's not like they're weird tech moves. Those are all what they
Those
run.
are all, yeah.
So I don't even think it matters.
I was gonna
to be
say,
honest.
they're bad. His team is kind of slow until you realize that literally anybody could be running a scarf or like, yeah, and then like as you said, the million priority moves.
Yes, there is. Yeah, it's decent.
Plus, agility, weakness, policy, Metagross is a threat every single game.
Unironically, if I'm being honest, the Pokemon that I don't like on this team the most is Swampert, but that's just because I think Manual Rain is booty cheeks.
He doesn't have to run rain though. Is the thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Like,
Swampert is big enough.
Looking at Swampert stats, like 100, 110, 110 for
Whoa, God,
and
this
then
Pokemon is a
150
legendary.
attack. You don't need any. You do not need.
Why does
rain
this guy have
for this Pokemon to
635 BST? That's crazy.
operate.
This guy is
He's the highest BST starter, plus 100 for his fucking
training under the
Mega
waterfall.
Evolution.
Yeah.
So definitely an excellent Pokemon, and can unironically run special, which is funny.
Yeah.
95 is not good, but it is certainly not bad.
Hydro Pump still do damage, yeah.
Yeah.
He was 110 for a reason.
Yeah, I think this team is very similar to Dimitri's, though a bit more well-rounded.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Very scary.
Like,
Very glad I don't have to play this team.
The only
Like-
the ground weakness doesn't even matter. He has Rillaboom.
I don't know if it's just like my inexperience, but when I like look at this team, like I don't see the vision. My unprofessional ass does not see the vision. I think I need to see how the team functions in battle.
Yeah, for sure.
I
I think the weakness, actual weakest part of this is he has no fairy and no dark.
Yeah, except he has like a bunch of Assault Vest guys and
Yeah,
Mega
that
Summon,
too.
so he's probably fine.
Yeah, he'll be good.
All right, next is VLB.
VLB belong.
Yeah, this team
This
is
guy.
some disgusting balance plus Sarah Aura and Latias.
I don't know how this guy he snuck in all these extremely degenerate Pokemon.
He has Latios, Mega Venusaur, Talonflame, Rotom Wash, Scizor, Zeraora, which is like just a straight up like you could run that in that deck OU and it would probably be fine.
Yeah.
It would be bad, but it would be fine. But he has like some disgusting Gen 6 offense here. Great support guys for Scizor. Literal, his only fire weakness being Scizor is really nice for him.
Yep.
People are not going to be teching moves for it most of the time unless they absolutely need to. You've got Rotom, who's literally only weak to grass, and you've got Mega Venusaur, Talonflame, Latios, Scizor, and Fezzi, who all own that. You don't have a Dark type, which means that Psychic, like both your Psychic switch in being Latios or Scizor most of the time, means that it's kind of not ideal, I would say. You're kind of getting owned by if you ran into like an Alakazam or something like that, you'd be kind of
this team unironically like
Psychic
loses to
Shadow Ball.
No, I was gonna say no, it loses to Delphox. There's a big, there's an insane. Rotomosh is fine, but like once that thing gets chipped down.
Yeah, I think Delphox. I don't know. I don't because Talonflame also just outspeeds it always.
Yep.
And Gligar's not taking anything from it and can click Earthquake on it, so I don't think Delphox is that good.
It quote unquote.
And Zeraora owns it also. So.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. It quote unquote loses to Delphox, but
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the fact that.
Yeah, as you said, fire and psychics, kind of
Fire.
the Shadow Ball
He does
coverage
not have a weakness to
in
fire,
trouble.
but
No.
a psychic
No.
with any kind of psychic, you could unironically have trouble with something like Claydol, which is
I knew you were gonna say that.
not actually, because you have Rotom, you have Latios, you have Talonflame, and Gligar. You have insane flying type. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 ground immunities, and 0 weaknesses to any types that ground is weak to.
This is the
or that like your typical like flying types would be weak to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is like Garchomp's most hated team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The obvious thing, the Gligar in the room, it's the only hazard setter.
Yeah, but
Which
also
is
like
I mean, it's a fantastic setter, but you're kind of forced to run Gligar, which is fine. Gligar's fine. It's a fine Pokemon. It's not a bad. If you want, I don't know how VLB plays, if he's like a kind of like a hazard setter kind of guy or not. But
this looks like a team that's going to be clicking Toxic and U-turn and recover.
Yes, yeah.
And like Fez is going to be doing stuff. Mega Venusaur's going to be annoying. Scizor's going to make their life miserable.
Just going to clean up at the end of the game.
Yeah, it's really cool how you can.
Scizor's going to clean up at the end of the game.
I like how you can tell people where people like kind of or like what generation people kind of like to play based on what they run. Like this is definitely a Gen 6-7 team.
This is a Gen 6 team for sure.
Yes.
And Dimitri is a Gen 7 team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what Vincent does with this. I think his opponents are his first few opponents are mainstays in the draft. So I guess his week 1 opponent is Cass, and then his week 2 opponent is Adam. So he's getting, and then me. So he's getting thrown into like the silliest combo.
Well, he's gonna have 2 matches that are gonna be. He's gonna have 2 matches to warm up. Because he's gonna either that or he's gonna get population bombed by 10,000 rats.
10,000. I'm not. If I'm betting on the 3 bears and 10,000 rats, well, I'm all in. So.
I'm actually so real. I can't wait for Adam to go undefeated with 3 bears and.
Right. Yeah, this team looks pretty solid. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Jackson.
What are you cooking with this?
This shit is dog.
What dog?
It's okay though.
No.
I'm carried. I've got a bunch of carried ass Pokemon on this.
Yeah,
team.
you're so carried. This is like.
This is also
another Gen 7 team.
This is
Gen 7, bro.
Gen 6 x Gen 7.
Yeah.
Because you've got the Gliscor Crawdont, Megazard X, and then you got the fucking Tapu Bulu Scolipede, which are Gen 7S guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple of tech Pokemon like Silvally and Orthworm sneaking in there. Hariyama as well. I think
Hariyama does really, really nicely for your team.
Also, look at the.
Great rock switching that isn't
Speaking of rock switch, exactly. Look at the the bottom corner, not the bottom corner zone, and how many things get all these utility moves. Rocks, spikes everywhere. It's Gliscor and Scolipede and Orthworm are just having like a party down there.
Yeah.
And then I've got insane knockoff guys with Ariama, Gliscor, Craw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of taunt options, which is nice.
Yeah.
3 defoggers. No rapid spin, but like, it's fine. Silvali's gonna have defog every week, probably.
Yep.
And then Silvally being able to run like basically Landorus with Silvally is really nice, where I can do like Scarf defog U-turn plus explosion, and it's stab explosion, so it's normal gem.
It's actually good. Yeah.
It's really nice. And then teching on basically any kind of special move on ladder. I was running like explosion plus ice beam on the Scarf set, and then I just own Landorus and Gliscor, which is really nice.
I like that a lot. Yeah, a lot of opportunity to get creative on some of this stuff, and I think
Exactly, yeah. And I don't feel like I have to use Silvally as a type pivot, which is nice, which means I can just run Silvally regular if I need to. And,
I was gonna say there's a lot of the type balance is really solid here. I think, and you don't like there's no glaring weaknesses I can even see.
You don't have like the strongest special walls. Raiku's pretty tanky in the special side, and I guess Mischievous too.
Have you ever seen Gliscor die to a special move ever?
I will be running max FNAF every single
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. That's all.
No. And like,
no, I have good AV guys though.
Mhm.
Charles a good AV guy. Blue's pretty decent on AV. Ariama's good on AV.
Hariyama is like absurdly specially bulky, actually. I
Yeah,
feel like he's,
I mean, he has 144 HP. He's exactly the same on both physical and special.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah.
I will be clicking belly drum and then drink punch. So,
yes, sir. And then you obviously have the train that is coming down the track, so you have to solve the puzzle of Megazard, Bulu, Crawdon to see if your Pokemon can live a Flare Blitz, a Wood Hammer, and a
Hell in a Cell.
and a Liquidation, actual like triple finisher.
Yeah.
I also have no type overlap, which is pretty nice.
Yes, as well. Yeah, everything is individual.
That's pretty balanced.
Yeah.
I have all guys. I have
Who did you have before?
if you look at my first 4 guys and my I have here. Wait, can I get you to throw sword stance on the chart?
Oh yeah, please! I really want to see this one.
Oh my god!
Pokemon. If I see a team with
Now,
6
can I
sword
get you to
stances on
click
it,
calm mind on
see, I used to think that I was the one who loved setup sweepers, and Jackson is the one with the random ass setup sweepers. I honestly could see Mischievous gameplay here. Well, never mind.
Yes.
She's kind of
No, Mischievous is good. Do not slander that Pokemon.
she's good when she goes back in time.
No, actually, Pokemon. I will be clicking Will-O-Wisp Pain Split. You will die.
Yes, no, that's what I'm talking about. No, also like really good. This team is pretty resistant to hazards, pretty resistant to knockoff. Gliscor's gonna take infinity knockoffs. Crawdon probably doesn't care. Mega Charizard X appreciates the donation of a free win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for
And Zardax is definitely one of the scariest Dragon Dancers.
Yeah,
Which is really nice.
in this draft, I think like this Pokemon is so crazy. So glad I don't have to fight this.
Charizard X gets steel coverage, right? No,
He gets Steel Wing. That's it.
Steel Wing, which is like whatever. I mean, it is 130 attack.
that's gonna
He
kill my
doesn't need
flurry.
steel coverage to kill anything. Like,
Yeah.
What's
I
he
guess.
clicking a steel move into?
I guess so.
No fairy is living a Flare Blitz.
No fairies. No fairy is living a fucking earthquake, let alone a Flare Blitz.
I
The
guess
best
so.
thing that you can do against this team is hope that you trade favorably with Charizard
Yes.
X and can kill Gliscor easily, and also don't get swept by whatever Jackson cooks up with the Raikou set.
Yeah, basically.
And then you also don't lose to the random ass Crawdon that comes out.
Yeah, and also just make sure you don't switch out on any of my SDs, as I do it 7 times in a row.
Yeah.
Every one of these guys also has Roost, and he has Grassy Terrain.
I have Roost, Synthesis, Pain Split, but that's kind of it though. And then Gliscor has Roost, but that's nice.
Gliscor, yeah.
But yeah, I have first two guys, Zardex
This-
and Bulu, having Roost Plus. This is very nice as well.
It is really good. What was I gonna say?
I definitely prefer Craw over Blastoise.
Wait, what did you have before Gliscor as well, by the way?
Oh, I had Reuniclus plus Swampert.
Right. I'm glad you switched that.
And then it was fine. Like it was fine.
Yeah, it
but,
was totally fine, but I don't think it was quite.
It wasn't amazing. And then Gliscor dropped, and I was like, okay, well, I wanted that guy anyways. And then my brain was like, okay, cool. Well, now I don't have a rock switch in because my ground type's a flying type outside of Earthworm. So then I grabbed Hariyama because he synergizes well with grassy terrain and is just a fat fuck who can take a rock move.
Yeah. My beloved fat fuck.
Also, this is completely unrelated to the power of this draft, but Orthworm just looks so funny.
I hate him.
I hate him.
He's so
Get him
small.
off my screen.
He's
If
so
I had
small.
if there were any other steel types, I would have
You
switched
can make him
them.
shiny and it'll show up different. It'll be different art.
It
I
doesn't.
remember.
It doesn't
Really?
change. If you changed it all to shiny, it's still that same Orthworm image.
Ugh.
If there were any other steel types in that tier who did like anything near what Orthworm does, I just really want a guy who can switch into ice, switch into ground, switch into ice, switch into ground, and not care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I find those
Which
very
is
valuable.
something like Orthworm is uniquely positioned to do.
Exclusively does, yeah.
Yeah, which is really nice considering that I have obviously Zard X Raikou, and then my core is pretty weak to ice plus ground spam. Obviously, Graw is not coming in on anything. Gliscor can come in on ground moves, but he's not going to appreciate an ice move. If I run into a Mammo or something, I don't want to get frauded up. And
thing
Orthworm, I mean,
Mammo
a
isn't
superpower
in
for Mammo is bouncing off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness nobody drafted that garbage.
Very
Why does
nice.
Orthworm have 145 defense?
Yeah. I could even run like choice banded body press and still do pretty well, probably.
Yeah, I would agree.
Which is funny. And he has a good speed tier too. Like he's 65.
65 is
He's
good for a defensive Pokemon.
Just
That's
barely
the-
below Corv, which means I can do some like max Spadef coil rest garbage as well.
For a Pokemon of this type, like this kind of Pokemon, like the max defense guys, he's definitely a speed above.
Yeah, imagine Mega Aggron just has 65 base speed
That would be really cool. I think they
and
should
is
do
immune
that.
to ground.
I also agree with that. I think that Aggron literally eats Earth. It's in his bio. Why is he not like?
Yeah,
Earth?
right.
Why
He
does
should
not
get
have
Earth. I agree. Mega Aggron should get Earth Eater instead of Filter.
Just funny speed tiers. Look at that. We got the 55, 65, 75, 85, 95.
That is quite cool.
Yeah,
that's
and then you get the and then I think the 100, 112, 115 looks really nice as well.
Yes.
Plus, Scolipede has speed boost, so nice Scar for Bozo. I clicked Sword Stance on the turn you switched out.
Yeah.
Sorry, GG, shake my hand.
Yeah.
Very, very scary indeed.
And I think, does he get first impression? I don't know that he does. I don't think he
I
got
don't-
it.
I
No, he
don't
He's
think
not
so.
in Gen 9, so I don't think he does. I'm pretty sure he
It would
doesn't.
be quite neat if you did.
But he doesn't have the most crazy attack anyways. It's like, it's lower than...
It's
the
100.
base. Yeah. But he makes up for it by being 112 base speed with speed boost.
Yeah,
Yep, exactly.
this guy's quite.
I can always lean into like a bulkier set too if I think I'm gonna like need to tank like a resisted hit or something like that. I can just run like max HP, 0 speed, and at +2 I'm still outspeeding every Scarfer anyways.
Yeah. This thing, yeah, as you said, it can be quite tanky if you go a defensive thing, and its utility can not be forgotten.
Understated
Yeah.
indeed.
Wow.
This also this looks like a Jackson draft, and I'm really
It
really
does.
happy about that because the previous seasons it didn't look like Jackson drafts, but this looks like a Jackson draft. And I'm very,
Season 1 definitely is a Jackson draft.
I haven't.
Yeah.
Maybe the
I think we
secret
need to-
is the Charizards we drafted along the way.
We need to just like find a way to speed up the pre-draft.
I will say the only Pokemon on this team that I have used prior in a draft league is Tapu Bulu.
Yes, that was just.
And he was one of my goats, so I definitely
I think I
definitely enjoyed
showed
it.
up.
Yeah. Terra Bulu for playoffs. He literally
Nice.
only knew I think I picked him up for playoffs and then beat Luca with him and then lost immediately afterwards. So it didn't matter. But whatever. The one game he popped off in, so I can't complain.
Nice. All right, let's move on to Max's team. This is insanely funny.
Yeah, bro, it's literally Lando, Jirachi, Togekiss, Gren, Serp, Conk, and then some tech guys. And the tech guys are horrifying, and the main guys are horrifying. This is a disgusting triple scarf. This is literally 5 scarfers in Conk Elder.
Yeah. Like Haunter is also like super underrated too.
Yeah, 6 scarfers in Conk Elder then.
Yeah. Yes.
And the Dunsparce, I believe, has it doesn't have agility, does it? I don't remember if it does or not.
Let's find out.
The Dunsparce? Oh
I
god.
don't think it has agility.
It does have
It's
it
first thing on
does
there.
it does
Yeah,
have
yeah.
agility.
It has agility, calm mind, boom burst.
Let it be known this guy will not make it through there. I will be beating him to death before the end of the draft.
Okay, cool. In real life, of course.
In real life, of course, yes. He is within reaching hand distance. I don't know what
I
I'm
think
saying.
it's so funny. Every single Pokemon on my team has toxic, except for Earthworm, by the way.
I mean,
I wish
Roar?
Earthworm had Roar, man.
I would mean, Hearthstone's Roar would be really funny.
But yeah, no, I think Max's team is horrific and will absolutely fraud away some wins. If he had
Yeah.
Battle Bond Gren, this team would be insane.
Mhm.
But he does not.
Real. No, I agree. The Serp, I definitely he was a little bit unsure of what to pick, and then he like plotted. He was plotting in his room for a couple hours, and he like came out and he was like superior. I was like, "Fuck,
Yes.
you're so right." And then we were cooking up the sauce, and Conkelder came out of it, and damn, this thing is looking good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like it just looks cheesy
I will say,
and disgusting, but like also good at the same time. It's weird.
it does have a bit of a problem with Pokemon that deal with specifically bulky dragons that also can deal with one of that also don't care about landers.
So like Hydrapple, who then dies to Ice Beam.
No, it's hard to explain. There's like a couple Pokemon that just kind of free up his team. Like Mega Altaria is one of them that like almost completely destroys every Pokemon on this team.
Yeah, I would say yes, but then you could just also run like a Banded Protean Gunkshot Greninja
Yes, absolutely.
and just kill the thing
Like
straight through it.
Straight dies.
Yeah, which is nice. And also, Mega Altaria does not appreciate Jirachi and does not appreciate. Can you pop Encore on here? I want to see who has it. I think Togekiss has it. No?
Togekiss has Encore, yeah.
Encore.
Yep.
Yeah, and Jirachi does as well. and
Triple
Encore does.
Encore.
So I think if you're an Altaria guy playing into 2 to 3 guys who are faster than you and can Encore you, feels pretty bad if you're like trying to cheese with like Cotton Guard or something like that. Obviously, T-Dance is another story, but yeah. Plus, just 2 good Wish Passers. Does the Dunsparce also get Wish? I think it does.
I think it does, yes. I'm pretty sure.
So you got triple Wish Pass off of great
Yeah.
HP stats.
It
Okay, no.
does not.
But yeah, at least you have double.
Jirachi,
double
Jirachi,
Wish Pass,
Togekiss,
which
wish
the
passing
Dunsparce
between
gets
each other.
Wish, so it's fine.
And then sometimes you just go into
Yeah, I could
whatever.
honestly against teams who don't have a Ghost type, just running Agility, Calm Mind, Roost to Dunsparce, and just one move Boom Bursting through their entire team.
yeah, I could see that as well.
I think that guy's
like
gonna
most
be
people
very,
probably
very,
won't even
very
realize
under-
that Dunsparce has a Boom Burst.
Unless they watch this video and subscribe
Yeah, do
to
it. Like-
Tyler, aka Lucky Basil, aka the Lunatone Rainbow Road on YouTube and Twitch.tv.
I'm pretty sure he's Lucky Basil on Twitch with a 1
Don't
or
worry
something. I
about
don't remember. If this video reaches 20 likes, we will do what are those called? Those water Tyler dunk.
We will waterboard
thingies.
Ethan.
Dunk.
Wait, I don't think I signed up for this. But I'm
Sorry,
down.
buddy.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, looks pretty solid to me.
I just want to say this team is definitely
yeah, also
a lot
just
like playing Malzahar in League of Legends, where it's a are you paying 500 gold to run Covert Cloak and or Clear Amulet?
Yep.
And or that other item that gets rid of the Pasho Berry to deal with glare.
And then you also have to just like like you're so worried about everything, like super fast Greninja, a bunch of Serene Grace users, like Lando T is always scary, and then there's just a
Superior winning the game randomly.
Severe winning the game randomly, and then there's also like a Conkeldurr in the back, just like
Dude, that guy.
waiting to just hit you really hard.
People are
Yeah.
not. They're not knowers.
Yeah,
That
Conkeldurr.
guy's huge.
Yeah, Conkeldurr
and-
is massive.
Everything that Conk is like getting hit by, Jirachi switches into no problem,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice.
Yeah, and like the speed tiers look pretty good too, and it's just very solid and annoying.
For someone who doesn't really play singles, this will be a plays itself type ass team,
Yeah,
which
Yeah.
is really good.
Max has
amazing.
always been that kind of person. This is a very much a Max draft, which I'm very happy with him.
Yes.
all right.
All right, load him up.
Now
We
for
got
something
Cass.
equally as heinous.
All right, our other Strive player.
uh,
I don't know what the original version of this team was supposed to be, but whatever has come out of the draft it's got to be one of
This is the only thing that's changed has been it was originally going to be Iron Hands instead of King Gambit.
which
okay.
he definitely could have picked up because
No, he couldn't have. He got sniped.
Well, I mean, you dropped it.
Or,
I
after.
I guess you did drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it is
don't
what
think
it
Cass
is.
is looking at this.
Yeah.
Man, it's busy being the GOAT.
grinding.
Now, unfortunately for him, actually, this draft isn't even that bad. That bar is real green.
Yeah.
He has a lot of really, really annoying Pokemon and good pivots too. And then he can just randomly beat you with Gambit or an Emrys or Grimmsnarl or Salamence.
Yes.
Not to mention he has Prankster as well on Grafai. Double Prankster is kind of crazy.
Yeah, the team is pretty slow.
Yeah.
It definitely needs a move or two in order to get it going. With like Grimmsnarl, like either making the team even more bulky, or like Tailwind Salamence or Dragon Dance. I guess King Gambit has Sucker, so does Grimmsnarl. But
Yeah, Grimmsnarl, King Gambit.
Grafai being
think
your
I can give
fastest
it a heavy
mon
lifting.
is like, are you really scared of a Grafai?
Nah, real. I mean, I am. If I'm not a dark type, I'm
yes.
actually kind of looking at Grafai like, fuck, I hate this piece of
Does
shit.
get Swords Dance, Parting Shot, Knockoff, like a bunch of good stuff. He's a very, very solid Pokemon. Acro. But yeah, I don't know. I think the team is solid, and it's very much a cast team. It's a bunch of.
Yeah.
He built it himself. I offered to build himself, but then I ended up getting fucking delayed. Life killing me. So, there's a bunch of guys that he likes, and he's gonna rock with it. And I think that's
Yeah.
gonna be excellent.
Ironically, I think this is a pretty decent team.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you have Screens, Grimmsnarl, and then there's King Gambit and Salamence. You're
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah,
fine.
you're good. And I guarantee he's gonna run stupid, silly, special Salamence
He'll
all the
run,
time, which is
he'll run
amazing.
Trick Room, U-Turn, Mesprit with Specs, Enam, and Banded Duskmar, probably.
Yeah, which is also exciting. Man, I wish Dusknar was better.
And Copperaja, Life Orb, Sheer Force, Copperaja, and Trick Room. I don't want to deal with that. It gets Power Whip, by the way.
Oh yes, it is a
Power Whip, Play Rough,
menace.
Iron Heads, bunch of garbage.
Do you want to
Rock
change
Slide.
the? Do you mind changing the sort to special defense? Real quick, I just want to take a look at something. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pretty bulky.
He's
I was
fine.
thinking about how a lot of his Pokemon seem to be extremely physically bulky, and if you look at that, I think it's very true. Like
Not
holy
even,
moly,
it's
he is.
literally the same.
Yeah,
Yeah, just bulky on both
Outside of
sides.
Gambit is the difference.
Yeah.
Gambit is the one, and then of course he's got Intimidate. He's got and those screens. I do hope that he also runs Defiant on his Gambit a lot more than he runs Supreme Overlord, because I think people will be
he should run
preparing.
Supreme Overlord. He should run Supreme Overlord. And then click Sucker Punch 8 times in a row.
True, and nobody will ever get out of. He's the supreme 50-50er.
Upper
the gambler,
hand.
bro.
Can't wait to upper hand that guy.
Explosive
worry,
gambit, yeah, real.
Yeah, I
Upper
will not be
hand
done.
is a move that exists. Does upper hand work on
Please
Prankster
remember
moves?
that upper hand. Yeah, it does. It's only damaging priority moves, I believe.
Really? We'll have to. I'll have to test.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true 100%. Because you can't like triage synthesis. No, you can't upper hand that.
Yeah,
like-
'cause it's not.
Yeah,
You should be able
I don't
to.
know how it works 100%. Though. You can't like upper hand prankster screens or something like that.
That would be very funny if you could, though. I think I might kill myself, but you should be able to. Yeah. Anyway, it's a cast team, as you guys said.
Yeah, to me,
This is
like
awesome.
it looks awkward to me.
It does.
Because there's no like other than maybe Salamence and King Gambit when everybody else is dead. There's no like immediate damage that I'm like, oh, this guy's fast and is gonna kill me. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of slow guys who are gonna kill you though.
Yes.
Like Enam is for sure gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Grimstral is for sure gonna kill you. Copperage is for sure gonna kill you.
Yeah.
So I think he's just more aiming to war of attrition your ass out, where he's gonna trade over and over again.
And then
I
King
agree
Gambit,
with
your
that.
ass in the back.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is Spencer's annoying ass rain team. The
Somebody
five,
always has it, baby.
five
Someone
water
always has it.
types. LeBron is here. Let's see how
LeBron
well
is
Spencer can
out.
use it.
Now, I look at this team. I see Mega Gyarados. I turn the other way. This guy is somewhat fraudulent in the last little bit of a league, but I think that
I think he was fine. I think when Luca had him, he was like literally game-ending threat every single game, every
True.
single time he came in.
mm-hmm.
People need to. I think one thing people need to flex is switching in a Pokemon who's faster and who has Mirror Herb to beat every single instance of
I agree.
Mega G.
I agree. I need the one time that somebody did that. I think actually Spencer was the one that did that to Luca. So I
Yeah.
really, really hope that people do that.
I don't think this team can get any more rain team.
I was actually trying. I was discussing with him in the in DMs right before the free agency was over, because before, I mean, he had like Slowking, I think, on the team, and he still has Cyclizar here, but
Yeah.
there's a couple things that were like maybe but weren't just quite in line with like Rain as an identity. Like it's very, very much offensive, very much temporary, but very powerful. He was also trying to get rid of Politoed for manual Rain, which I was like, no, bro, get that out of here. But yeah,
I would say I think that relying so much on Poly is going to be a little bit tough.
it's gonna be tough.
Where I think that there's a lot of games where you're going to want to like the no-brainer move is to lead Politoed, but I think you're going to want to lead Ferrothorn most of the time over that. I think you'll have a tough time if he plays into any Ogerpons, especially. No, he's not playing into Tyler. He's in a different division. So if you play in Cross Dibs or in playoffs, I think Ogerpon Cornerstone, Superpower Grass or Superpower Ivy Cudgel Power Whip, you destroy this team.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
absolutely obliterate it.
Yep.
And instead of Power Whip, you could even go Horn Leech. But you just click, you just like SD on the Politoed or something, and the game ends.
Yep. I agree.
Jasper has Ogerpon too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Jasper
but
is a
it doesn't have
a defiant
access
one
to
actually,
a good way to beat Zapdos.
or Overquill.
True.
No.
exactly.
Otherwise, I think it's like pretty okay because it has.
Corner Pawn is quite powerful in that aspect.
I agree. I'm excited to see how he makes use of Basket Legion. I hope that we see some adaptability. Cheating.
Garbage.
Yes.
Yeah, like it is very strong. I'm just worried how it's gonna function without rain.
Yeah, absolutely. This is hard rain. If you don't have another thing I was worried about was there's no manual rain setter, like no Tornadus, like in case you do lose your Politoed early, you don't have a backup plan in that way.
Because I think Cyclizar gets some kind of weather. I don't think he gets
Everything on the team wants it, yeah.
Cyclizar gets Rain Dance.
Yeah.
Um,
I could see. Okay, I could see that working.
that's something.
Another thing that I was noticing is that especially when I was going over the team, is that there's no real immediate threats that we're really scared about. Especially before, when it had Slowking instead of Basket Legion, there's just like Seismitoad was the sweeper, but was a immediate threat per se, but you're not really kind of scared of that. Once you've identified the set and you'll have Pokemon to play around it. It's no absurdly strong 130 attack in the rain type beat.
Mm-hmm.
And Gyarados will need a turn to set up. Zapdos' Hurricanes are strong, but it's often not going to be playing that role. And Overcool doesn't really benefit from rain in the same way that Barraskewda would per se.
Yep.
So Basket Legion female definitely alleviates that a little bit, but I think it'll be doing some heavy lifting.
Yes. All right. Next up, 3 bears, 10,000 rats.
Oh my goodness.
It's just extremely funny.
My favorite are Rat in a Teapot and Rat in the KFC deep fryer and Flying Rat.
Yeah.
Every rat's
Also,
Elysium.
Palmont my goat is here. Even though it doesn't have Terra, it's still quite strong for a tier 4.
Look at that gigantic, just empty area
Yeah.
in the top left. Absolutely no interactions there whatsoever.
Yeah, no Azu.
Nope.
So tough to get a Correction Fire Resist.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Primarina. I think it works pretty well on this team, but I like the lack of. It's not really the bulky water that you could want it to be.
Yeah, three normal types is whatever.
It's the rats, or it's the bears, bro. The rats. No, I don't think that. Adam was sniped a lot from this team.
Yes.
So he lost a lot of what he could have had, including Bronzong. Bronzong was supposed to hold this team together, so sorry, Adam, once again.
Yeah, Alolan Sandslash being the steel type for this kind of team is kind of rough.
Yeah, it's kind of heat though. And also, another one is Crobat. Crobat is doing a lot of heavy lifting against fighting types.
Yeah. Primarina can use some items, but.
Now Oricorio should help with that because notably you can run any Oricorio.
Yeah, I think Oricorio is pretty good for tier 5.
I agree.
That's the real. You go Mirror Herb, Dancer, and then you dance on Spencer's Gyarados.
Yeah, and then you do 40% to it with Revelation Dance and die.
Yep.
Yeah, really. Hey, the electric one might do 55.
Oh, the electric one's doing 40. Let's be so for real.
So true. Nah, this guy is I can't wait to see what he pulls out of his ass. What credit score he pulls out that allows him to win every time. It's gonna be a lot of heavy lifting in the team builder that's gonna need to be done. Or maybe he's just gonna hit Darkest Lair at Sucker Punch all the time, and the Bears will just win.
Yeah.
Or are rapidly approaching.
I mean, Mew Ursaluna is just very scary on paper.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna have to deal with that, and then Rocky Helmet is probably gonna be very, very common for this team.
Against?
Yeah. Teams are gonna run Rocky Helmet against this guy.
I agree. Yeah, I could see myself running Rocky Helmet as well. I guess there's not really any way for him to avoid making physical contact. Do you think he'll just rock with that, or do you think he'll opt to go Punching Glove or something of the sort?
Yeah, I think so. Every once in a while, depending on the matchup. Yeah, probably Mousehold or Shifu might I don't know if mouse hold would, but
The punching glove mouse holding. It's crazy. All right.
yeah. Next
got-
is Maki's team, which I kind of cooked up. I helped Maki with this team.
Very nice, very nice.
It's pretty similar to mine, where it has a web setter and then guys that will kill you. Oh, this shouldn't be Gliscor. It should
I was
be.
gonna say, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let's go. What are you doing?
They have
An Amherst Therian.
Yeah.
Or sorry, an Amherst Incarnate.
Yeah. Yeah. Just some guys that can kill you. Nihilego can use the Beast Boost off webs. Has a probably one of the better steel types in the draft in Gudra.
Mhm.
Um,
definitely.
Couple nice spinners, some great rockers. Yeah, just kind of balanced.
I don't think there's anything too wrong with this. It's a pretty decent team. I do feel that I do feel the Tyler influence a little bit with that. Look at the balanced ones all the way at the bottom. Almost every type in the game on this team. It's really fast. It's really strong. I do think that I guess no. There's plenty of physical attackers, and Amherst has a lot of set variety.
Yeah, Gudra's gonna have to be like this, like the very like defensive backbone to this team.
No sweat for that thing, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm noticing a ground weakness as well, but
yeah.
it's like fake, I suppose. Also, the Iron Leaves.
I think Iron Leaves is pretty good, especially for a tier 3.
Yeah, I
It
think
being
it's solid as
a
one of the
very
better booster
better
Pokemon,
booster
which is very
Pokemon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very strong with Crocodile, Urshifu, Iron Leaves. I think that's a very like strong dark fighting psychic kind of core. They're all physical, but they kind of cover each other's weaknesses quite nicely.
Absolutely, yeah. I like it a lot. I love how the base stat total. I like how this team has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legendaries.
Sometimes just gotta throw the lens at them, and
Yeah,
gotta deal with it.
Big numbers are hot and sexy.
yes.
I would not want to play against this team.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's probably not some of my finest work, I will admit. But there's just a lot of like individually strong guys that you have to worry about. And then got to deal with webs too. So
Does this team have a? It has a pretty good way of dealing with ground types, I think. Right? Yeah, we got decent way. The rapid, Arshifu rapid, and like, there's not really a sway for. There's not a lot of special answers to ground types on this team, but I think it should be okay. Maki also doesn't have a ton of experience in signals, as far as I know, but I don't. It'll be nice to see like what they cook up and how they do.
yeah, Iron Leaves has 108 special defense. So
Oh no, I'm talking about like ways for like, because there's not really any special attackers on this team. That
yeah, I guess
both the Urshifu Rapid and Iron Leaves are physical.
yeah.
Ridiculous physical attackers, but you know.
And then, last but not least, we have Tom completing the weather quartet.
Quartet. Oh, I guess you have.
I have a hail
you are
guy.
fake hail.
I
You're
have
fake hail. Obama
the
Snow is like
Ballista.
hailing in the corner by himself.
I love that guy. He's my anti-weather guy. He's my. I don't want to deal with
everyone's a
weather.
good anti-weather guy.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of which, damn, this is like 50% heat, and like 50% what in the world?
Wait, does he?
Why are there two megas on team?
Does he actually have? Yeah, Mega Charizard Y and Torkoal. I'm
and
not-
also Mega Metacham.
Yeah.
When I saw the first draft was Mega Metacham and Glamora, I was like, oh no, this is going to be scary. When I saw Blizzsharp and Gliscor, I was like, oh no, this is going to be very scary. And then there's like a U-turn into this sun mode that I see.
The crash
Honestly,
out that happened with the Lavani.
Oh, well, yeah, I stole the Lavani to the
After that,
like, I need to fucking counterpick this bozo.
Yeah.
Holy.
I really like Sandy Shocks here.
Me too.
I think it's a very solid photosynthesis guy, booster guy.
I think Sandy Shocks is a fraud, but I do agree.
Yeah, I think in this team specifically, it kind of deals with a lot of water types.
Absolutely.
Even though it is weak to ground, weak to water, Sandy Socks will most likely kill the water types before it dies. So.
Or at least I think it can trade favorably most of the time, and I mean its coverage is lacking, but I think that it's made up for by the rest of the team has great options to cover it.
Yes.
Now, there is a lack of non. I'm lying to you. Glamora is literally right there. This team has incredible priority. Well, some of the best priority, I think. Mega
Yeah.
Medicham, Bite Bisharp, Goliath Squad.
Yeah, just those three alone just have pretty great priority. So. Yeah, yeah. There's a ton of rockers. Great ways to get rid of rocks too.
Yeah, what you really need because Mega Charizard.
Yeah.
Although the one other thing is that a lot of the speed are middling. You got 103 is the fastest, and it's a Molga,
True.
and everything else is below. But it's not that bad. It was a.
I don't know how strong Lilligant is, in Sun.
I mean, it's quite fast, but besides that, it's nothing crazy.
For two, because it's got 60, 110. Special attack is pretty okay, and 90 speed in the Sun is very fast.
I'm assuming it gets growth, right? Yeah, it gets growth.
I would not want to take it's also hampered a little bit by that solo grass typing, but the solar beam that's coming out will be strong.
Yes. I feel like Blossom is just a better Lilligant, no?
Yeah, I kind of agree. But
Blossom?
you never know.
It's way worse. What?
I wasn't thinking of Blossom. I was thinking of Vileplume.
Oh.
I honestly don't have a lot of experience with it, so I'm excited to see the lead god perform. Do you think that he'll run a double mega game?
I think so. I
Yeah,
think it's
probably.
definitely possible. Regular Medicham is still pretty strong.
Yeah.
I feel like you wouldn't run a regular Charizard, but you would run a regular
No.
Medicham, I think.
No, you would definitely
I-
run regular Charizard over regular Medicham, for sure.
Personally,
There's
I would
really
have
no
just.
reason to ever run regular Medicham when Mega exists and you have it.
I would have honestly. I would have FA'd away the what is it? The Medicham into something else like Clefable. Team doesn't really have a fairy type.
Yeah, or change Charizard, because you have Torkoal, so...
True. Yeah. Well, I mean, Charizard. I think I would have gone the non-sun angle personally because I think that Mega Charizard Y is really good on itself. It's like an absurd special wall breaker. But
True. Yes.
that's just me. I think that Pokemon's very funny, and Jackson has previously abused it excellently in draft. So
Yes, please give my Blacephalon son. Yummy.
please. Yeah,
Waiter.
Blacephalon kind of goes crazy on this team. Not gonna lie. All right. Well,
I
think that's all the teams.
Those are all the teams. Overall, I think it's definitely a lot stronger than previous seasons. There's only one or two teams that are kind of subpar, but everything else is definitely more solid than what I remember seeing and facing from previous seasons. And I think it's gonna be a really, really fun season. I think there's a lot of cool guys, minus whatever this team is.
Oh, hey,
Just
you gotta fight that thing.
it's a personal bias. I'm sorry, it's a personal.
No,
personal
you
bias.
should be personally biased. It's okay though because you have to fight it.
Week
When
three.
do you play this thing?
Week three.
Week 3?
I think.
Nope. You fight it. Oh, well, actually, you're safe for a little while. You're safe all the way up until week 8. Last week, you have to fight.
Okay.
Showdown. Showdown.
So hopefully I'll be in playoffs and that match won't matter. That's the real goal.
Agreed. It's always the goal with Nate. Battle. Ah.
All right. Well, thank you, Jackson. Thank you, Ethan, for joining me in this season 5 of the DBL.
Thank you for pulling up.
I think it's going to be a lovely season, and I hope to kill all of you.
Fuck you. I hope you miss all your moves. I will be critting your ass. I'm going to be running the most degen sets ever. I'm going to snipe you.
Well,
Fall off your horse. Fall off your rats. I hope the rats infest your house early, and I hope the bears eat your garbage.
that is so sad. I'm deeply hurt. Anyways, that has been this season's draft analysis, and I'll see you all next week for week 1. I think I'm facing Dimitri week 1. Ethan, who are you facing week 1?
I'm facing Sean.
Sean.
So that is that sucks.
Have fun with that one. And Jackson, who are you facing?
I'm facing Nate, and then I'm facing you.
Oh, Nate to me. Oh, that's a strong opening combo.
Bottom one combos.
Let's go. All right. See you all in the next one, and don't forget, stay lucky out there. See ya.
Not gonna happen.